call, so you might see him walk in beside me any minute now.
Perfect, and we'll queue you up third. So I jokingly say we do it through who enters first. So Windigo is first. We'll start with Windigo, North Bright, and then Cancom. As well, we have many of our BGIS internal folks here, as well as clients, tenant departments, as well, who are really interested in improving Indigenous engagement within their own departments. Okay. Some other clients across Canada as well. So we have a multitude of different people here. So this is part of our BGIS Indigenous engagement objectives through reconciliation. And I'm sitting with Wade, who is our fearless leader on the Indigenous engagement side. And I'm going to start with a land acknowledgement that's a little different. I am actually sitting in Ottawa today with Wade. We are all sitting on Indigenous lands. And I wanted to, remind everyone land acknowledgements typically are given by non-Indigenous people to acknowledge the lands that we are living on. And it's important that we make it personal and it means something to us. So we encourage the diversity of those land acknowledgements. And behind me is the BGIS Friendship Wampum Belt. This was created by a two-spirited youth from Doki's First Nation. And it was interesting. He came up with the concept himself with the BGIS colors. And in the middle are the colors of the medicine wheel, representing the different journeys of the different cultures of Canada, working towards reconciliation. If I move, you can see the sun, the moon, and you see the two different types of personalities as well. And it's one of the earlier art pieces that we commissioned. And I get asked this from clients in PSBC, can we get one commissioned? Absolutely, we do different things like this. This one, he is no longer in the art world. He is focusing on bilingualism and French bilingualism in Indigenous lands in Northern Ontario. So just wanted to say, art is so representative of Indigenous culture, learning, and acceptance, and a really important part of our reconciliation journey. We will wrap up with some just questions as well about what we're doing on the project side as well. But at this point, I'm going to turn it over to, and I'm going to, correct me if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. It's Windigo. Correct. You're on mute, so you can unmute yourself, and then it's over to you, and you can start.
Good afternoon. I'm George Segachkabo. I'm with Windigo Community Development Corporation. I'm one of the directors for the company, Sales and Logistics. I've been with the company for 6 years, and it's been an amazing ride. And, every day you get up in the morning and you don't know where you're going to end up or who you're going to be talking to. And today I get to meet a lot of great people in this call. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Great to be here and great to meet each of you. My name is John Beardy. I'm the Director of Business Development for Windigo Community Development Corporation. So here's our brief presentation. Again, typical presentation at high level, and I will put in more details. I won't read every line here that's on our presentation, so that I don't want to take up all the time. Anyway, Windigo Community Development Corporation is 100% First Nations owned. It's a partnership between 5 First Nations here in Northern Ontario, namely Bearston Lake, Cat Lake, North Caribou Lake, Sachago Lake, and Slade Falls. They established this partnership back in the 1990s, mainly because of an opportunity that they had at this new mine development in their traditional territory, which is pretty close to North Caribou Lake First Nation. So there were some set aside contracts for them for that project, whether it was starting up it and even when it was operating as fully functioning as a mine. So one of the main ones, one of the main contracts that they had was camp services. So that included catering, housekeeping, janitorial, light maintenance, and camp management. So, and that was so that's over 25 years ago that started. So we've been in existence as a business over 25 years. One of the items that we're really proud of is that yeah, our employment numbers are like it fluctuates depending on the season, how many contracts we have each year. Could be up to 150 or over 200, and you know, one of the awesome things is we average probably 75% Indigenous workers, whether they're, you know, the general labor or to cooks or to housekeepers, prep cooks, in management, you name it. We're been fortunate to fill, you know, many of our positions with our own community people, as well as First Nation people from other sites, other parts of Canada. You know, for example, one of our longest serving Indigenous chefs is from Manitoba, and he's been there with us 25 years. And now we have a number of other workers that are, you know, in the 20-year range as a Windigo worker, and I think that says a lot for our company, because yeah, not only do we focus on that, we focus on their professional development, as well as probably the like the compensation benefit packages and all that, and we keep them because they're good workers, hard workers. So we've been fortunate to have many like that. So for our flagship companies, we call it Windigo Catering, and in that we do the catering, the food services, and then as well as housekeeping, laundry, and janitorial services. We do camp management. We also have the capacity, you know, if there's a project, a construction project, or even a mine startup, you know, we were able to come in with the trailers, the camps, and set it all up and manage it. You know, those are some of the things that we do. So I just want to highlight here some of the major contracts that we've had in the last few years. You know, for example, there was a $2 billion transmission project here in Northern Ontario. And, you know, from that, we were able to secure some major sized construction camps. And I think I listed at least 5 locations there. So, and on the other side, as you've seen, we have a number of other businesses, which and one of them was another one that we do is I'll highlight it later on in my slides here. Engineering services. We partner with a engineering company here in Thunder Bay, Ontario, and through that, again, we had some major opportunities through that project. So that's how how Windigo here, that partnership, how we look for these opportunities, we look for these projects, and if there's a business to start up or a partnership, then we move forward and do that. Yeah, we have contracts with Ministry of Northern Development, Mines, Natural Resources, and forestry fire camps. We're the first call up for currently the current contract here in Northern Ontario. And one of our major contracts is a 600-man camp here up in Northern Ontario, Newmont Musselwhite mine, a gold mine. So we've been over there for over 25 years. So other major contracts is with Ballard Construction, Green Tech Metals, and another kind of a short-term opportunities that we have here in Northern Ontario. For catering services, we have a major one that we've been at it for several years with in our area. It's a health authority called Suluk First Nations Health Authority. We've been doing catering services for their patient accommodation building in the town of Suluk. So there we feed about, I don't know, 350 people a day. It's a hot breakfast and lunch and supper. So that's been it's been a good opportunity there. So we do other opportunities for catering, like a local airline, a regional airline here, and we have another business that where we had a contract for a quick service restaurant at a local airport, and that one we call the Hub YXL. And other restaurants that we own and that we manage listed there as well. So that's our experience. That's who Windigo is all about. On the left side here, I have the specific catering services that we do. One time I was boarding this flight. I was flying from Thunder Bay to Toronto, and I happened to sit across these couple people, non-Indigenous people, and I didn't know them. They don't know me, and they were chatting away, and I overheard that they were like in the mining industry, and they started talking about food services and the various sites that they went, and they specifically said, the catering services at Muscle White Mine, they're the best food, and man, I wish I had a video to record that and hear them say, it was an interesting moment, and so that's the quality service that we go for. We push for excellence. We push for a service that is comparable to the best other food service companies in Canada. Or we're just a small company, Indigenous owned, but at the same time that we compete with the major, even the multinational catering companies that are in Canada. So as always, we win some, lose some, right? So that's kind of who we are and what we do.
Your story is very interesting, and we've had the privilege of meeting you before. So just a quick question. You're talking about some of your projects. Do you go beyond just, Thunder Bay, and would you provide catering services? What geography would you provide that in?
Yes, all these are like all over Northern Ontario. These are contracts that we do. Yeah, we're positioned where we have the capacity to go anywhere in Canada to provide these services that we list. So it's not a issue for us. We can do that anytime, anywhere.
And a quick question: do you provide Indigenous menus as well?
Yes and no. There's regulations on wild game foods, right? So we especially like our role as a food service provider, we have to adhere to specific regulations, whichever province we're at. So we strictly follow those rules. We don't, that's why we have contracts with the province. We have contracts with major corporations, because we follow the rules, and we provide a healthy and exceptional products. So we have to do that.
Thank you.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that we do some, but for example, fish. The regulations are that we have to purchase from a commercial licensed fishermen, and we do that. And we have a number of resources here in Northern Ontario where some Indigenous communities or some Indigenous businesses have their commercial license for fishing. So we purchase, for example, specifically walleye in our area. Then that's what we serve as a meal for many of our contracts that we do. But at the same time, though, we shop around for, we'll pick up rabbits, ducks, geese that are sold by food vendors. That's not a problem in doing that. But one of our common wild game we have here is for our communities that they like is moose meat. We can't do it because again it's unregulated. There's no health inspectors that can monitor that type of meat. So we completely stay out of that.
Thank you. Any other slides? Oh yes. Okay, great. Sorry to interrupt.
I want to close off here with a couple more specifically to mention for this opportunity is another business that Windigo owns is a cleaning supply janitorial equipment business. We're located here in Thunder Bay, Ontario. We have a warehouse that where we have a large inventory of cleaning products and equipment as well. Our clients, customers, include institutional like hospitals, schools, long-term care, homes, offices, mines, large projects, you name it. We've been in business since 2003, and some of the specific things that where we kind of maybe like a value add to our products and services is we provide maintenance, whether it's for warranty services for equipment. We provide assist with preventative maintenance programs. These are the specialty things that we do, as well as for other specialty services, include janitorial and floor finishing for gymnasiums, schools, and other public places. So that's what our cleaning supply business does. Maybe I'll quickly ask George, my cohort there. George, is there anything you want to add to Boreal Solutions?
I think one thing John missed was come January, February, March, usually the craziest time of Boreal Solutions, where all our staff dislike me because I drive them crazy with the winter road operations. The First Nations that we serve, they haul their cleaning supplies by the truckloads, the 53-footers. They fill them right up with anything from janitorial supplies. We try and provide a one-stop shop for them. Anything from lumber to boats and motors, snow machines, quads, toilets, anything that they need. They just call us and we source everything out for them to accommodate their request. This year was pretty hectic because we basically had a 6-week window to work with, but we managed to pull everything off. But only because we have exceptional staff that do the legwork for us, and they just do their best to make me look good. It's a hard job to do, but they still try and do it. Yeah, thanks.
Mr. George, I'll start wrapping things up here with another business, another partnership that we mentioned at our first meeting that you had questions about was engineering services. So we have a partner here in Thunder Bay, Ontario, a full service engineering company called TBT Engineering. In our partnership, we called it WASHTE, which means light in our Ojibwe dialect. It's an engineering services. Wide range of services such as structural, mechanical, electrical, civil, geotechnical, environmental, and survey services. Again, we go all over the province, and one of the main reasons why that our communities wanted to get into this was the environmental services part. It just enables us to, monitor projects that impact our traditional territories, whether it be mining, forestry, energy projects, infrastructure. Yeah, we want to be closely involved and be aware of what is being affected by these projects. So that's one of the main reasons why we went into engineering services. And our partner there, TPT, yeah, they're an exceptional company in what they do. They're pretty well known, at least in our area here, and they've been in business for a long time. So in closing, here's what the Windigo is all about. Yeah, it's First Nation owned. We're there to create Indigenous economies in our traditional territories, whether it means bringing jobs, bringing employment and training, of course, making a wealth generation. But at the same time, this is to all the monies that we make goes back to our communities, and our children, our youth, our elders benefit from what we do here at Windigo, and we are always thankful, for opportunities like this, and finding partners where we can work together, and if we can help in meeting your requirements for Indigenous contracts, we're more than willing to participate and follow through with the products or services that you would require from us. Alrighty, that's it for me.
Thank you so much, and I know.
Yeah, thank you.
Keep an eye on the time. But if anybody has questions, please put them in the chat. And for those, if you're in a RP1 building or Government of Canada building and you have catering services or what we call third-party opportunities, is to look at giving Windigo an opportunity to do those, to provide those services as well as look at the cleaning services. That's something we're going to look at. Wade and I were looking at each other and go, we do a lot of cleaning, so huge opportunity for us. But at this point, I'll head over to Northbright, and if you want to get your screen queued up.
I'll mute and you can do your thing.
So
Perfect.
File presentation.
Do a screen share.
While you're getting ready, I see
Oh,
people in the
okay.
chat.
Sure.
No. I'll go to.
So if you can share with me, John, your slide deck, that would be wonderful. I'll share it with everybody, because some people you may not have seen on the email. So if you can do that, I will more than be happy to share it. Okay. Oh, and a quick question while you're getting queued up, John, do you provide training as well? I remember you saying that before. Oops, you're on mute. Okay, just getting started. Should we go to Cancom then, maybe, while you get queued up?
John and Michael, are you not able to come back on? Oh.
Yeah.
I'll just John.
Okay, I can see now. I see your. Oh yeah, you're going to send it to him.
Oh, okay, sweet. All right, never mind.
Yeah, we can see you sending an email.
Does that work?
No.
Yeah, it's weird.
We're seeing a Gmail.
Yeah, what I'm going to do,
screen.
because I'm keeping an eye on the time. Let's get Cancom started, and then we'll wrap up with you, if that's okay.
It's asking me to do the I'm having issues with my OneDrive.
Okay. So we'll do that.
My presentation to John here. Sorry about this.
Okay. So over to Cancom. I'm just keeping an eye on time. Sorry to be the scheduler, but we only have an hour. So we'll go over to Cancom while you get ready for and get queued up. I hope that's okay.
Okay.
Over to Cancom.
Thank you, Julie.
So just if you want to take over the sharing, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you. Can everybody see this?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Try again.
Lovely technology these days, huh?
How about now?
Something's coming up.
Yes.
Now we can see it. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad that worked. Okay, again, my name's Paul Basiak. I'm the Vice President at Cancom Security. Ron Wells, our CEO, will hopefully join shortly. I hope you can see this screen listed as introduction.
Yeah.
Yes. And you we can see your side note, side as well, but your side slides, but that's fine if you want to leave it as that.
I'll go back to the full slide, just so it's
Okay.
easier for everybody to read.
Yeah, it's no.
Is that better?
Nope, still seeing it in its original format. It's not going to slideshow.
Okay. How about this?
Are you able to select down at the bottom the
This
slideshow
way.
view?
Wow, I thought I just had it.
We'll try that again, and if not, we'll just see the slides with the,
Okay.
the side
that?
panel. That's fine.
Is that there?
No, and usually the problem is if you have two screens. So
Okay.
try and share it again.
Okay. Julie, I sent you a copy. Let me know if
Oh.
you received it.
Okay, I did, and I will show it.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'll just say next slide each time as you remotely.
And the same goes for North Bright. If you want to send it to me, I can do that as well. Okay, and you should be able to see it now.
Great. Thank you, Julie.
Can everybody see it? Just
Yes.
perfect. Okay, perfect. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Thank you, everybody. Sorry for the delay there. So I'm the Vice President of Cancom Security. I started as a guard in this industry in 1990. And because of growth and attrition and many other things in the industry, I've moved up through several different positions to supervisor, to mobile, to investigator, to armed guard, to executive protection and systems design and consulting. So I have had the joy of starting at Cancom 4 years ago in 2020, thanks to Ron Wells, who started the company in 2008. Next slide, Julie.
It should be next. Go ahead.
Should be a white introduction.
Oh,
Not flipping.
is it not flipping?
No, it's still stuck on the first page.
Okay.
Are you
Julie,
able
we're
to
also
click on
not-
that enable editing
Enable.
maybe?
We're also seeing the site panel as well still.
Yeah, it's not the
Okay.
full slideshow.
Okay, I'm gonna try this again.
Click on
Sure.
enable editing, it might help.
Can you see this?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Perfect.
Perfect, thank you. So over the years, obviously, Cancom has grown through many different services. There's a picture there of us in Toronto with Toronto Police. We're doing some joint training. That's a picture of our mobile team. Our mobile team is typically in a what's called a tactical uniform. That's a Kevlar vest with a collapsible ASP baton and handcuffs and a small first aid kit and latex gloves and a flashlight. So that's very common to see with our mobile officers. We're also a big believer in technology. We were one of the first private security companies in Ontario in 2021 to start wearing body cameras. The reason for the body cameras is we wanted to increase the safety of our mobile patrol officers because they do work alone sometimes, and they do get into situations that can be violent and could cause injury. One of the benefits of a body cam is it greatly reduces the stress, anxiety, and threat of the situation. Through obviously some research and trial and error, we've found, as well as the police forces, that when somebody's being recorded through video and audio, they typically calm down a lot. And that's one of the main benefits for us, as well as others, to be wearing the body cameras. Next slide. In this photo, you'll see more of our technology use. We're a big believer in leveraging technology and the benefits. So we have one of the largest full battery patrol fleets. We have 8 Tesla patrol cars since 2020, and we just ordered another 3. So that greatly reduces our carbon footprint. It gives us a $0 gas bill every month, which we really enjoy, especially now. And there's a cool factor. So what's the cool factor? Well, a lot of the young generation are very tech savvy, and this helps us attract and retain talent that is into technology. The cars is very technology, and so are the body cameras and many other things that we use to attract and retain quality people, not just from the First Nations communities that we work in, but also from many other communities. Next slide. Again, here's some breakdown of information. In the summer months, we exceed 1,000 employees at all of our branch locations across Canada. We're in Kelowna, BC. Our head office is in Toronto, Ontario. We also have a branch office in Ottawa. This doesn't stop us from working in other provinces where we have partner agencies that we work with to support our client needs. So this broadens our footprint and our ability to react quickly and provide services in emergency situations, whether it's fires, floods, or even COVID, where we played an important role in a lot of the communities on First Nations lands. Next slide. So some of the other services that we provide in addition to security guards that could be standing in a community or patrolling or in a mall or at a health facility where we're doing some patient care or patient watch or escort. We supply and install camera systems, card readers for doors to do access control, intrusion systems. We have our own monitoring station that is backed up by a natural gas generator so that we can still function when there's loss of power. As well as servicing those systems, cameras, much like your eye, need to be cleaned every year so that you get the best images for when something happens, and you want the ability to audit that image to get evidence or a time and date when a contractor showed up on a property, things like that. Some other services we provide are threat risk assessments. We will go to a property, a home, or a business and assess the security of the facility and recommend any improvements to the facility. It could be as simple as putting security film on your window so that it can't be penetrated easily, or to putting in cameras or an intrusion system, or maybe just you need mobile patrols because it's winter and the crime typically goes up at nighttime in winter. And plainclothes security, we were very lucky enough as a First Nations licensed security company to provide not only just uniform guards, but plainclothes security for the commission into the Emergencies Act just over 2 years ago. And fast forward to today, Cancom is providing those same guards and same plainclothes to the commission into foreign interference into elections, which is happening right now in Ottawa. We hire a lot of retired police members, and we also do a unique service called online social media surveillance, where we scan several websites 24 hours before an event, and we provide our findings and recommendations to the client every morning of the next day. So we can tell them which persons or businesses are messaging threats to either persons or businesses, and our recommendations with how to deal with those online threats. Next slide. This is a snapshot of us doing a very large training course in Ottawa. It's a nondescript, unlabeled building in Ottawa that we were allowed access to, that is used by some specialized police services. So this is where we go through bomb threat scenarios. We do emergency first aid and CPR. We do some self-defense training and active shooter scenarios, where if somebody comes into the community or business with a firearm, how do we do that? And how do we ensure a safe evacuation of all people there? Next slide. So again, our business is based on protecting people, property, and information. And a very good success to doing that is meeting with people, listening to their needs, their concerns, their issues, because at the end of the day, the people that we meet with are part of the solution. We don't ever want to dictate the solution. We want to work in cohesion and get their input so that the solution meets their needs, not exceeding their needs in a financial way or a physical way, but just meeting their needs so that there isn't any pressure to be overwhelmed by security solutions. But these solutions are based on reducing false alarms, making the environment safe for employees and visitors and contractors, and allowing for a very calm and efficient work environment. Next slide, please. So resourcing is very important to us, and we actually recruit and hire on a daily basis in our line of work. It has always been my experience over the last 34 years that I've been in this industry that there is more demand than there is supply. There's only so many licensed security people in Canada, but the demand is always higher, mainly because of crime and other issues. But resourcing is very important, so we typically interview either in person or online daily. Part of Cancom's solution is creating what's called a bullpen, where we train people that work at one site, but we train them at many other sites, so that in the event of emergency, we can draw those trained resources from other sites, whether they're on their days off or they have some openings on a weekend or a weekday because of shift work. We feel a bullpen is a unique solution that Cancom offers to its clients in the case of emergencies. Process enhancements. We're actually in the very close to completing our ISO 9000 designation because we feel it's important that some of our clients that require that registration, it would make us a stronger partner in protecting their property. Post orders is very important as well for our success. It's basically a book specific to the site and the client that talks about our duties, our responsibilities, our reporting mechanisms. And this document is updated sometimes twice a year to most reflect what's happening there, and so that all new security officer employees read it, they acknowledge it through their initials, and are referring to it when required. Next slide, please, Sue. And this is another shot of our mobile team. proudly displaying all the patrol cars behind them. And supporting them is very important. So we operate, as I mentioned, our own 24-hour operations and dispatch center in Toronto, where we ensure people are arriving on time for their shifts. We're supporting them in the case of emergencies. And we're actually able to view in real time their body camera in case they are in a bad situation or they need help, or maybe they're even lost. So we can view their camera from our central station in real time, and that's pretty powerful. And if the radio doesn't work, we can actually talk to them through the body camera. So it's really amazing technology, and we're leveraging that to make us better and more efficient and more effective. And also, this is where we receive all the phone calls and emails from our clients and potential clients 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Next slide. This is a picture of our mobile team at a very large property in Toronto called Yorkdale Mall. We've been lucky to have this client for the last 13 years. And at Christmas time, we supply anywhere from 35 to 45 guards for 3 to 4 weeks because it is the busiest time of year. And 10 of those guards will strictly be directed in the parking lot to manage all the vehicles. Because if you've ever been to Yorkdale, it's a very busy mall on most days, but it's quite crazy at Christmas time, and people can get a little impatient in the parking lot. And unfortunately, sometimes our guards have been hit by cars. So it's a very interesting site with areas where you need to be attentive and aware of your surroundings so that you don't get injured. Next slide, please. And this is a shot of our central station. As you can see, we've got some large monitors on the wall where we can view cameras at our client sites as far away as Kelowna, BC, and as well as Manitoulin Island up in Northern Ontario. So this allows us to see our client properties 24 hours a day, and then we can decide with the approval of the client whether we need to send a car there to investigate something or to just provide presence to show that there's security patrolling in the neighborhood. And as I mentioned, this facility is backed up by a natural gas generator so that we can stay operating in case of emergency and loss of power. And we can manage your systems as well. We can, retrieve video from your camera system, make changes to your users on your intrusion panel or your access control system, and provide you instant feedback with respect to what's happening. Next slide. And in conclusion, we're really a full service security provider. We work all over Ontario, all over BC, and through our partners, we can work in Alberta, Manitoba, and even to the east, where we've provided escorts of some high value product from province to province. And we can do that in a safe and secure manner. We're very proud to assist the First Nations communities during fires and floods and other situations every year. It's not uncommon for us to fly 30 to 40 guards to Northern Ontario to deal with an emergency situation where we are relocating the community to a safer and higher ground for several weeks. And we've done that for many years. So we're very proud to work in those communities, but even more proud to hire from within those communities to give them well-paying jobs in a career where they are embedded in their own community. Next slide. And this is a timeline. I hope everybody can see the detail. It's a little crammed in there, but Ron and his brother Ryan started Cancom in the basement of a church. Through hard work and perseverance, as you can see, we very proud to have partnered with some very prominent Canadian companies and others throughout the years. And as you can see, over time, we still have many of these clients just listed. We just recently won a large RFP in Toronto for over 42 libraries for 5 years. And we were competing against a much bigger competitor. They're about $1 billion bigger than us. And we successfully won. So we're very happy about that to provide employment and new opportunities. We have a very large contract with Cadillac Fairview for 13 properties in Ontario. As I mentioned, we do the commission for the federal government. For Bruce Power, it's a very large nuclear facility. We provide their cameras to their nuclear facilities. We work with the City of Ottawa for special events in the summer, and very proud, obviously, to have BGIS on there as well for their locations in Ontario. I don't want to talk too much longer, and I really thank everybody for your time. And I'd be happy to answer any questions now or after this presentation.
Sure, I know we're limited on time, so if you can put your questions in the chat, that would be wonderful. And North Bright, did you get your presentation queued up? We lose them?
Hey guys.
Hi, okay, good. Technology, huh?
Yeah, no kidding. Can you guys?
We can see it. So we're seeing the slide, the side slides. So just try to put it into. You can probably run into the same problems I did. Is put it into slideshow mode.
Perfect.
Oh, perfect.
All right.
There you go.
All right. So, hi guys. My name's Michael Pedri. I'm one of the partners in North Bright, and we provide holistic fire suppression and cleaning solutions. My presentation is going to be it's going to be brief, but we'll outline the main details here. So North Bright, we are Northwestern Ontario's fastest growing fire suppression and cleaning solutions provider. We come with 20 years experience, and we're dedicated to safeguarding the lives and properties by delivering exceptional fire suppression and cleaning solutions with integrity, expertise, and innovation. Our mission is to provide peace of mind to our clients in a nutshell. So, you know, whether it be from fire suppression to all the other services that we'll quickly go through, we just want to make sure that we contribute to a safer, cleaner environment for everybody. We have three main services that we provide, and the first one is the international, it's ICA, it's pronounced ICA, Certified Kitchen Exhaust Cleaning and Fire Suppression Services. So ICA stands for International Kitchen Exhaust Cleaning Association, and what that does is that it enables us to clean any hood and exhaust system in globally and be recognized by the fire departments and insurance companies. So our ability to go in, we clean the hood, the exhaust, and depending on the cooking frequency of the client, whether it be semi-annual, quarterly, they might need a clean during those frequencies. So like a Chinese restaurant, typically they are high volume, and so they would need to clean every 3 months, and we're opposed to like a mom and pop shop, we might go in there annually, and that way their hood and exhaust is cleaned, and then it's a preventative maintenance to ensure that there's no fire hazard. In addition to that, after we clean the hood and exhaust system, we have partnered with another company, Everguard, as well. They help us out. They do the hood and exhaust. They do the links inside the hood, and they'll also do the fire suppression system as well. And clients really enjoy that service. The other one is commercial and residential duct cleaning. It was just kind of an extension of what we provided. So we were already involved with the duct systems with the facilities that we manage, and so we actually branched out into residential and commercial cleaning, and it's kind of taken off. So now we service clients all the way from the Manitoba border all the way to Marathon, Ontario. But now with our partnership with Windigo, it really we could supply services across Ontario. So it really this is one of our main services as well. Commercial and residential power washing services. It's so funny. Once we got into this business, it was we figured that we would just be doing your typical sidewalks and building perimeters, but you could see here the before and after picture. We started doing washers for employees, so when shower facilities. They got us to come in and power wash and clean for their staff, and they have us up on the roof detailing the roof. Garbage corrals, sidewalks, building perimeters. Heavy equipment is another big one that we'll do. For construction companies, that have, equipment that is sitting in a remote area, will come in and we'll do that as well. And so, yeah, that's the other one. So what makes us different, especially in this area, is that we're a one-stop shop for fire suppression and cleaning needs. And through our extensive list of partners, we can provide peace of mind to our clients by delivering a holistic solution. So the benefit is one point of contact, streamlining your services. So we'll do the fire suppression. So that includes the fire extinguishers, the exit signs, the links, the hood. We'll do the hood and exhaust clean, the duct cleaning, power washing. And now through our partnership with Windigo, we could actually bundle your janitorial supplies too. So from, property managers have contacted us, and they've been pretty excited just to be like, oh, okay, so you guys can do all of that and go through one company. And it's like, yes, we can. We'll take care of it for you. So that is what really sets us apart. So I kind of rushed through that, but that's us right there.
Thanks for our consideration of our timelines.
Yeah, no problem.
I like to end on the hour, and I know any questions, and I do have one thing to close with. Any questions for the team? And thank you everyone for contributing. That was very beneficial. I'd heard some of these pitches before, and I heard new information today that really puts it all together for us. So anybody have any questions? Okay. This is wonderful, and we've invited all of you because we know we have an opportunity to engage with you. So I'll encourage everyone to send me your presentations. I will share it out to the larger team as well. And Rosalina said she will post it to our central database, Indigenous database as well. Again, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. It's kind of post year end for us. It's government. We're in government, so we're just getting over that hump right now. But there's lots of opportunities, and I know we talked about Infrastructure Ontario, so that just transitioned as well. So none of those team members are on board yet because I don't know who's who yet. So there's lots of opportunities, and please don't hesitate to contact Vanessa, myself, Wade. I don't think Chris is on, but the Indigenous engagement team to say, well, we haven't heard from you, or we think this is a good opportunity. Sometimes we need a little bit of a poke, and I hope you will do that as well. Just a quick wrap up. I wanted to announce the Odawa, which is the Odawa Friendship Center here in Ottawa, is hosting their 45th Indigenous powwow at one of our sites, and I say ours, the government, at Canadian Police College in Ottawa. If you're in Ottawa, please mark off the 25th and the 26th of May, and it's a great opportunity to go and learn Indigenous culture, be part of a great event, great food, great products. They sell a lot of stuff. A lot of our team members will be there as well as our CMP. They're the owner of that property. So just want to encourage everyone to mark that in your calendars. The Odawa Friendship Center does not have it in their calendar just yet, but we do know we've just started preparing for it. So everyone, just put that in your calendars if you're in Ottawa, May 25th and 6th. Okay. Any wrap up? Any thoughts? I'm going to look to Wade and Vanessa. Any thoughts?
I just want to say thank you for sharing the information. This allows us to learn things we don't necessarily get from a website or just a quick sales pitch. So really appreciate it.
Yeah, very, very helpful. Again, we will be posting this to our sharing circle. I will be sharing a link that please don't hesitate to share with whoever you want. It's public. If anybody has any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. This is one of a series of presentations we're doing. We're doing the vendor workshops as well as Indigenous by Design. If you have any friends, Indigenous companies that need to be introduced, let us know. So at this point, I will wrap up. Vanessa, you want to say a nice wrap up comment?
I was just in the chat, each one. I just said Chimigwech to everybody for your wonderful presentations. Looking forward to hopefully doing some business with you, getting some business your way. And thanks to everybody for joining the call today.
Thank you, everyone, and hopefully this has been beneficial. And please reach out to us if you have any questions or based on the 3 companies that just presented and the 3 companies, if you have any questions of us, please let us know. Miigwech, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Have a good
Bye.
day. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.